Hey, lean in for a second. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror, practiced a perfect English sentence for 20 minutes, felt like an absolute superstar, and then, the moment a real human looks at you, your brain completely erases the English language? Like, poof, gone. You suddenly forget how to say hello, and instead you just make a weird squeaking sound? If that is you, welcome to the club. Pull up a chair, grab a warm drink, and take a deep breath. You are in the right place. Today, we are not talking about grammar. We are not talking about vocabulary lists. We are talking about something much bigger and honestly, much more important. How to actually build self-confidence when you speak, especially if you feel like a complete beginner. And hey, if you like the vibe of this space already, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It helps this little community grow, and it tells me that you want more cozy chats like this one. You know, I think we have a very strange relationship with the word confidence. We look at people online or on TV, and we think confidence means being perfect. We think it means standing up straight, looking into the sky, and speaking with a voice that sounds like movie trailer music. But let me tell you a secret. That isn't confidence. That's just acting. Real confidence, especially when you are learning something new like a language, is actually much messier. It is the ability to look at another human being, say a sentence that is totally beautifully wrong, and just smile about it. I remember when I was trying to learn a new skill a while ago, and I was so terrified of looking stupid. I spent weeks just watching tutorials, never actually trying. I wanted to be perfect before I even started. Isn't that ridiculous? It's like refusing to go into the water until you already know how to swim perfectly. You're just gonna stand on the side of the pool, shivering in your swimsuit, looking very silly. We put so much pressure on ourselves. We treat our brains like computers. We think, if I don't type the exact correct code, the system will crash. But human beings don't crash. We just stumble, laugh, and try again. Let's just take a quick pause here. I know you are trying hard. I know it can feel overwhelming sometimes when you see how much you still have to learn. But look at how far you have already come. You are watching a video entirely in English right now, and you are understanding it. That is amazing. Take a slow breath in and let it out. You are doing just fine. Now, let's talk about the monster under the bed, the biggest killer of confidence. Do you know what it is? It's the phrase, "What will people think of me?" Oh, that phrase. It ruins so many dreams. We are so afraid that people are going to judge us or laugh us out of the room or think we are not smart because we speak slowly. But let me tell you a very funny truth about human psychology. People are incredibly selfish. No, really. Think about it. When you are walking down the street, are you looking at other people thinking about their mistakes? No. You are thinking about your own hair or what you want to eat for lunch or that embarrassing thing you said to your boss 3 years ago. Everyone is the main character in their own movie. When you speak to someone in English, they aren't grading your grammar like a strict school teacher. They are just trying to understand the message. They are looking at your eyes, your smile, your energy. If you are warm and relaxed, they will be warm and relaxed too. And if someone does judge you, well, That says a lot more about their bad manners than it does about your language skills. You don't need that kind of negative energy in your life anyway. Let's get practical. I want to give you a couple of silly, easy exercises you can do at home entirely by yourself to trick your brain into feeling confident. Exercise number 1 is called the mirror talk. And yes, you are going to feel completely ridiculous doing this, which is exactly why it works. Tomorrow morning, when you are brushing your teeth, look at yourself in the mirror and say 3 things you like about yourself, out loud in English. It can be anything. I like my hair today. I am a good cook. I am brave because I am learning a new language. At first, your brain will say, wow, we look crazy right now. But after a few days, something shifts. You start hearing your own voice speaking English with strength. You get used to the sound of it. Exercise number 2 is the 5-minute free talk. Turn on the voice recorder on your phone, set a timer for 5 minutes, and just talk. Don't stop. If you don't know a word, just say blah, 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 or say the word in your native language and keep going. The rule is you cannot stop talking until the timer goes off. When you listen back to it, don't look for mistakes. Just listen to the flow. You will be shocked at how much you can actually say when you stop trying to be perfect. You know, speaking of taking your time, I want to tell you a quick story about this mug I am holding right now. This morning, I woke up and I was in a terrible hurry. I wanted my coffee and I wanted it immediately. I turned on the machine, I tried to rush the water, I didn't measure the coffee properly, and guess what happened? I spilled coffee powder all over the kitchen counter. It was a complete, beautiful mess. And as I was standing there, staring at the dark brown powder covering everything, I had to stop and just laugh at myself. I thought, why am I rushing a Sunday morning coffee? So I cleaned it up, I took a deep breath, and I started again. But this time, very slowly. I watched the water boil. I smelled the aroma of the beans as they hit the hot water. I actually watched the steam rise into the air. And you know what? That second cup of coffee tasted incredible. Not just because the ingredients were right, but because I actually allowed myself to be present for the experience of making it. Learning to speak English is exactly like making that cup of coffee. When you first start out, you are going to spill the words. You are going to mix up your tenses, you are going to forget the vocabulary, and you are going to make a total mess of a sentence. And that is perfectly fine. The mess is just part of the recipe. If you rush through your language journey, constantly stressing about reaching the end, you miss the actual joy of learning. You miss the beautiful moments where a word suddenly makes sense, or when you understand a line in a movie for the very first time. Don't look at your mistakes as a sign of failure. Look at them like spilled coffee powder on the counter. It's just a little mess. You wipe it up, you laugh, and you brew a fresh sentence. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. Give yourself permission to make a mess. Because a beautifully brewed confidence takes time, and the wait is absolutely worth it.